Many hellos. You're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhoods, and others we've never seen or even heard of before. This week, be sure to put on your life preservers because we're going to be swimming in bitches. We're talking about the VelociPastor. So put your feet up, take a load off, and don't forget the popcorn because the show is about to begin.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, three very sane spectators.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. This week, we're discussing the VelociPastor. This is an action-adventure comedy filmed here in the U.S., released August of 2019. Has a runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes, and stars Greg Cohan as Doug Jones.
Hello, my child.
Alyssa Kempinski as Carol.
I don't know much about God.
And Daniel Steere as Father Stewart.
What did that Chinese say? Dragon Warrior?
This movie was directed by Brendan Steere, who I think should be noted, he's the writer and editor of this movie as well. Before we talk about budget, let me introduce to you Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Russell Andrews.
Welcome to Walmart.
And Isaiah Page.
Welcome.
All right, so we're discussing the VelociPastor, and I want to talk about the budget. But while I'm doing this, would somebody be so kind as to look up the synopsis? Because I feel like the budget and synopsis need to be discussed before we get into this movie because
I got this. Like 5 seconds.
This.
Yeah, he picked it. You got to force him to talk first.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
In this cult film sensation, a newly orphaned priest travels to China in search of spirituality, and instead gains the power to turn into a dinosaur.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's it. I like how it says newly orphaned, like he's a child. He's a grown adult.
Isaiah, this was your pick. Why did you pick the VelociPastor?
Honestly, it's been on the front page of Tubi since we started this. So on top of that, it sounded like it would be entertaining. So literally that was the only reasons I got.
Okay, because I've seen it. I've seen it on Tubi. I haven't even seen it on the front page. It's always suggested to me. But then after you suggested it, I feel like I've been seeing this movie pop up everywhere. Am I the only one?
Actually, I was seeing it pop up a bunch, then we suggested it, and it was just gone. I had to search it every time I wanted to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it's so weird. But yeah, like people are saying stuff on Facebook about it. I'm seeing people like commenting like, "Oh my God, this movie looks ridiculous." And
oh my God,
I really
Are they
thought
not wrong?
Hey, we'll talk about this. Okay, so two of us here know what the budget is. I know what it is. Mike, you know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys don't.
I have no idea.
No.
Dang it. Okay, I was hoping you guys.
Well, I have an idea.
All right, let's
The
do this.
budget
Well,
looks
actually, let's
economical
play a
on this
game here.
one.
Let's have you two guess
Yes.
the budget.
Closest without going over wins a brand new car.
Oh, I would love that.
It's not in the budget though. It's like a Matchbox and it's used.
Wait, you said brand new. Used
It's brand new to you.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, exactly. It's brand new to you.
I haven't seen it. It's new to me.
Yeah, so, okay, judging from what you've seen, take into account the magnificent effects, costuming. What do you think the budget was on this film?
This gotta be no more than like $500.
Oh,
No way.
Okay.
No way.
Okay,
There's
500
no way.
Okay, well,
I'm being generous there. There is no way.
there's
Oh, man.
no
Honestly,
generosity there.
Then my guess is completely different.
Oh, let's hear it.
Because I was going to say like 10,000.
Okay.
Well, you're nicer than me.
No, I'll be honest with you. I found out what the budget was, and I was blown away, seriously,
So,
by
I've
what
been-
they spent.
I've been looking at all the budgets for every movie we've been watching, and it's shocking me how high they are. Like, all of them have been in
Oh, yeah.
for
I
multiple
think
of millions.
stuff is just expensive.
Stuff is expensive.
That's
But-
the only reason I'm thinking.
So
like
I've
the
been
movie
paying-
had stuff in it. Stuff costs money.
Yes.
So that's it.
So, I was expecting higher, to be honest. than
I
it
was too.
Because just every other movie's been in the multiple of millions. I expected at least like 100,000, but you want to tell them what it is?
All right. So, Russell,
Say it.
Russell, you are the winner because you are the closest without going over. I lied about the prize. Sorry about that.
Oh.
But
There's no prize.
there is no prize.
Is there something I get for Wait, does he get something for being wrong, for being the loser?
Yes.
Isn't like a participation ribbon or something?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, good.
I don't even get that. Wow, he gets more for losing.
I'll rip some paper. I'll write.
Welcome to America.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I'll make you guys some ribbons. I'll make
Welcome
one
to
that says
Bernie
winner,
Sanders.
one that says loser. I don't care. Whatever. Okay, no. The budget was $35,000, and I thought that was good. I thought that was really good.
I thought it was a really low budget.
I thought so too. I mean, you got to take into
Obviously higher than that.
you have to take into consideration. I mean, it seems ridiculous.
Did you see that costume?
The inflatable T-Rexes that you could buy for like Halloween costumes
Look better than that.
They do. They look so much better than that.
I love that you can just tell it's a dude standing there because you can see the hump of like his head in the back. And
Where he's supposed to be.
It is
The little
deformed.
arms on it don't move because he has to control the mouth.
I'm happy though that they didn't use CG for really much though.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that would have really cheapened it even more.
Wait a
the
minute.
CG in the opening scene was beautiful.
I mean, there's some CG, but I mean, like they use like
Wait. Oh, well, we'll get to the
Yeah.
opening because I can't picture the CG in the opening.
exactly. That's the point. You can't picture it at all, really.
I know what you. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah.
now
I got
you get it.
Oh,
That went right over your head.
It did go over my head. And the funny part is I was going to make a stupid comment about it. Damn it. Forget it. I'm out. So it's $35,000. But you also got to remember, though, I mean, I do know that the director did edit it himself. But all that takes money, though, man. Everything.
It's described as a micro-budget movie.
Right. You figure
This
there's...
film is written by the most brilliant smartass.
No,
Swear
it
to
is.
God.
It is
is.
kind of genius.
Yeah, this whole movie was like brilliant, honestly. But I will say it is a good thing they went with the title VelociPastor because if you look at the cover art to this movie, it's badass, man.
The cover art was better than the movie.
Well, that's usually how it goes. You know, you can
That
make
was
it look
probably
good.
a good portion of the budget. Like
Probably.
realistically,
Oh, yeah,
when
he
you think
went on
about it,
Fiverr
Oh, yeah.
and hired someone.
I bet you that
Yeah.
at least cost a couple $100. But no, seriously, the key art to this movie is awesome, and I would have expected so much more if they didn't have that name. But the name brings it down, so I think you kind of know what to expect. And I also feel like the girl, I think she's legit, man. She was good.
She was the most wholesome prostitute in
Oh,
any
yes.
movie I've ever
Oh,
seen.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have a note on this.
I was
There
like,
Well, wait,
oh, man.
but that's- but wait.
I need a
hooker
woman like
doctor
that
lawyer.
Yes.
in my life.
Yeah,
true.
yes.
True.
There we
She
go.
was a hooker doctor lawyer, and she was only hookering so that she could pay for her college.
For her Dr. Lawyer.
And that's,
Yeah.
that's the kind of woman I need to find.
Yes. You know, she's a businesswoman, and she knows how to get stuff done, is really all it was. But yeah, I thought the same thing.
Not only a hooker doctor lawyer, but she also knew like karate or something.
Yeah, I have a note right towards the end of the movie. Hooker, Dr. Lawyer, ninja?
Yes. Oh man, and I have some questions. I actually surprisingly don't have too many with this movie.
I like how we can't even get started on like going through because we're just so excited
I
about
know.
it.
It's, okay, first of all, this movie is way more like put together and solid than even Guardians. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's true.
This is
That is-
absolutely
I-
true.
Less is more, and this is proving that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like this I mean, if this wasn't all pre-thought out on this budget, I would be surprised. Like I don't think they took a good script and worked with it on their budget. I think this was everything was pre-thought out. I think they knew they didn't have a lot to work with, and they're just like they used that to their advantage. They doubled down and made an awesome movie out of it.
So your parents died, Doug. It's what parents do. They die on you. They're in a better place. Pace requiescat.
I just don't know what to believe anymore, Father Stewart. Why would God? Why would God?
It's not our place to ask. Just know that God has a plan for us all. Everything happens for a reason.
Our story begins. We are introduced to
Doug.
yes, Doug Jones, Father Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Isn't he a pastor?
Oh,
Because he went to pastor school.
yeah, that's Pastor
What's the
College.
difference?
Pastor college.
Pastor College. I don't know. I'm not.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know enough about
I
Christianity
don't know
and
either.
all that.
So you're right, though. Okay, Pastor Doug Jones is giving a sermon, and he finishes up. He goes outside, and he's all happy. The world is his oyster, and he sees his parents across the street, and he waves, and then you
Mom and
hear,
Dad!
yeah, and they're smiling, they're waving, and you hear a big ass explosion.
Yeah, cut to him, explosion, cut back, VFX explosion.
Yeah, you just
It
get
literally has
And they're
text
just
on the
screaming
screen
and you
of
hear fire.
VFX car on fire.
Or,
Yes.
yeah, there it goes.
There's
Car on fire.
no effect. The car's gone. Parents are gone. There's just VFX explosion or no car on fire. Car on fire's
and
on the
you
screen.
You just hear them
he-
screaming and
Yeah,
fire.
and he's reacting, and it's so great. And I love how like the camera pans up to like the scene transition.
Yeah.
And as it goes up, it's like this just starts going all over the place. They don't even care.
Yeah, but his acting really isn't bad.
No, he's not that bad.
Not
like,
bad. It's not
I
good,
actually
but it's
didn't
not
think
bad.
any of the acting was all that bad in this
acceptable.
movie.
I mean, let's just
It was
We're
subpar.
coming-
if we
We're
want to
coming-
compare it to Ooga Booga,
I was gonna say
Yeah,
we're coming
yeah.
from Ooga Booga.
there was
here,
like
so,
nothing good about the acting in that movie.
But
No.
Ooga Booga was entertaining. It was stupid.
Wait.
But we
wait,
need to come
wait.
back to this. We can't.
Wait,
be
no.
talking-
I'm gonna stay on Ooga Booga for just 1 second. Stacy Keach was solid.
Okay, his
Okay.
2 total minutes
Yes.
of screen time
That is all.
was okay.
That is all they
Excuse
could
me,
afford.
sir. Ooga Booga had the best lines.
Did it? It had the best lines.
It's a joke. He only had like 2 lines at the end of the movie and a blooper.
That is so. Oh, that's so true. Okay, so
Finger
all
puppet.
so stupid. That movie is getting way too much attention.
It really is. It
So-
really is. And I'm the one who picked it.
Yeah,
And
good
I-
job.
Like, I just
Thank
want it to
you.
go away.
Man, now I
Oh, it's
gotta live
gonna
with
haunt
that.
you for the rest of your
Yep.
life.
Oh yeah.
All right, so then we get apparently everybody's favorite scene.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everybody.
I have it written down
I
word
have
for
it
word in
written
here.
down.
Yeah, I think
word
we all
for
have
word.
it.
We all have this written down because it is
Yep.
just that
I
pivotal,
love
magical
the
moment
line.
where Father Stewart is consoling Doug Jones. And what does he say? Russell.
Best line in this fucking movie.
Parents die on you. That's what they do.
Yes.
Your parents died,
and
Doug.
he is so like sentimental about it, and it tries to come off so serious. I think that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
Parents
cracking
died,
up.
Doug.
But I liked it
Parents
because
do. They died.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of like when you get advice from like that kind of person. That's kind of what they're saying, like in a softer way. But
Yeah.
in the movie, they just kind of present it like in the blunt, like, it
Like,
happens.
Right.
it's
yeah.
like it's when you get advice from someone who doesn't give a fuck.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're gonna try anyway.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what you get. I was like, oh, thanks.
Parents
asshole.
die. That's what they do.
Parents
die
die.
on
They
you.
die on you.
But
oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
So then okay, so Doug, he's losing his faith.
Can we talk about how they shot that scene? As well?
Oh yeah, I like that.
that was a
It was-
bit of a trip.
I like. It's stuff like that is what surprised me because they did a lot of cool things for having no budget.
Yeah,
Yes.
they did.
Yes, they did. But yeah, because they're actually talking face to face with each other. But
Yeah.
like, there's like the superimposed like the images of them kind of talking more to the screen on the left side and the right side, and I can't even explain.
I
It was a
had
little
a
out of
lot of-
sync.
yeah.
But they,
Annoyed me.
It was,
they
yeah.
slightly it's like they weren't completely synced up with like the actual one, but it was pretty close.
It
So was
almost
just
looked like they were saying different things when
Well,
they're sitting.
yeah.
versus-
Well, I think what they did is obviously they didn't take the face shots. Them saying it originally. That was done in one shot, and then they had to record them separately, saying the
Yeah.
same lines. And let's face it, on their budget, I'm sure they were probably like one and done. They took the shot, and if it wasn't exact, I don't think they cared.
Yeah,
yeah, but
and
I just like the way they shot that.
Yeah, that was really
that
cool.
was kind of neat.
So yeah, so here we have Doug is losing his faith, and so I love this part. This is actually one of my more favorite
Low
lines.
key racist.
Has more wine.
And I love where Father Stewart gives the advice. He's like, hey, you know what? You got to go where you think God will not follow. And if you find him, you know he's within you.
that is like some cheap ass advice right there.
But yeah, I love that because
I mean, it's good. but
where
still.
where does Doug go?
Apparently,
where he
those
thinks,
godless heathens in China.
I
like-
know, yeah, he goes to China.
To
He
China.
goes to
Yep.
China. It's so great. So, but before we get to China, we have a driving montage. It opens up.
which I love because he's driving to China.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought about that for a second. I was like, also,
In my mind,
he's
like,
in
I was
China,
writing-
Like, you
I
can't
was writing
drive
it
to
down.
China.
Dude, I am pretty sure China exists right down the road from this
wait,
guy.
Wait, this is what makes it even better. Because when he gets out of his car, it says China.
Oh, yeah.
This is the voice. He goes, China. I'm like, we know.
He's just in some like backwoods
What's funny is
somewhere.
I stopped to take a few
It
notes
doesn't
there.
look like
so
China.
I
It
just,
just looks like some forest somewhere.
I just assumed he was driving to an airport. I didn't even pay attention. I didn't
Well,
see that.
Yeah, I guess that would make
Well,
sense.
yeah.
But I mean,
And again, I like the driving montage was great.
oh yeah, and I like
I-
the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack is great. I like the effect, the really cheesy green screen of like some really old like fuzzy movie playing in the background of like streets and stuff.
Oh yeah,
right?
uh-huh.
And then I mean, I kind of thought it was a little bit like over the top when they had the camera like kind of like move off of the car a little bit and you could see like the set. Like
I
don't know if I
obviously,
caught that.
I didn't catch
obviously,
that.
like it felt like it was done on purpose. Like
Oh,
to
probably,
be
yeah.
purposely cheesy, but I felt like they could have done
Oh
that.
man,
but-
I completely missed that. I did
They
not
had
see that
to
at
have
all.
been completely mocking cult films. In
Yeah.
this.
I don't know. Like
I feel like, I
you
think
know-
they were.
You think it's complete?
I think they like watched a bunch of them and then wrote down like the golden parts or what
Oh,
made
yeah.
each movie
yes.
cult movie and then just mash it together.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know if I necessarily took it as. I mean, I kind of felt that way in some scenes, but I thought they purposely set out to make a cult film and thought, how can we make? I had this complaint with you. You don't just make a cult film. Cult films are just kind of
Yeah.
created. People have to form kind of the
I don't-
cult behind the film.
I don't think their description. I don't think they were going for a cult film. If you like look, because I was trying to find box office to see if they. I didn't know if they went into any theaters. I guess they didn't.
No,
But,
God, no.
they
They
should've-
should make it
they
do
did
Oh
it.
man, they would have done great.
As far as I know, they did a showing at an indie film festival,
Okay,
and people loved it.
nice.
So that's where the cult film like following started, is what they're
Oh,
saying.
I see. Well, honestly,
guess I
what
can
is
see
there
that.
not to love about this movie? I'm just throwing that out there right now.
It's a doozy.
I feel like the big premiere of this movie was on like some old like bubble TV in some guy's
Yeah.
garage, you know, with like 10 other people.
I do feel a little bit.
VelociPastor.
I feel like a
boy.
little bit was kind of like mocking, but I really feel like they wanted to make a cult film. So like, how can we guarantee ourselves in a cult film? And they just took,
Yeah.
like you said, like
So, yeah,
every
they just kinda
element.
copied
Yeah.
the elements.
So we're in backwoods China, apparently.
Backwoods China.
We are. You know you're there because there's a Chinese girl running from a ninja, apparently.
Yeah.
The way he drew the bow was beautiful.
I didn't
Oh my
notice.
God.
I probably
It
wouldn't
was
notice.
So
like-
he literally puts the arrow on and he draws it back like an inch, and the arrow just whoosh, shoots off. Like,
That's not how bows work.
Man, well,
Excuse me.
I love when she gets shot and she rolls down this hill.
She
and,
must have rolled down pretty freaking
Oh, yeah.
far because she didn't stop rolling until she saw him.
yeah, which is weird because I don't even think he was by any hills. But okay, and there's
he
no
was
way.
on a hill.
Was he?
Yeah.
How was she rolling that far? There's so many damn trees. She's gonna get stuck by something.
Exactly. She missed every tree. She made sure she missed
Wow.
all them trees.
Well, anyway,
Magic.
she
Kung fu.
I guess
Kung Fu dying.
she comes to a stop right
She
pretty
kung
much
fu's to a stop.
She whatever. Okay, she's there. She's at like pretty much like at Doug's feet now, and I love like as she's rolling down, he's just like, China is east. And I'm like, okay. And then she
Yeah.
rolls in. He bends down. She has an arrow out
She
of her
has
chest.
an arrow sticking out of her chest. She's
Yeah.
covered in blood. And I love this part.
Yes.
Are you hurt?
Yes. Oh my god, dude. I started
Are
cracking
you
up.
hurt?
I was like,
Oh.
oh. And it was then like, dude, I am already in love with this movie. I
At
think
this
this is
point,
great.
I've laughed out loud more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Already. Get a high
And
rating.
somehow in that budget, they squeezed in authentic Chinese people.
They did.
Wow.
They did. That's probably where their budget went. But yeah, so she gives him apparently I guess a Velociraptor tooth.
No, it was a claw.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah, it
This
was
is
a claw.
Talon.
Oh, okay.
What kind of effed
Well,
up tooth
that's
is
what I was
that?
about to say. I was like, that's a really
T-Rex
big
tooth.
I was
They
about to
just
say,
didn't know what they were talking about.
That was a really big tooth for a Velociraptor. That's why I'm like, what the hell? That's enormous. But okay, so it's a claw. I'm
she
sorry.
tells
I guess
him
I
to
missed
destroy
that.
it.
Mocking Jurassic Park almost because didn't the one guy always have the toe claw of a Velociraptor on
Yeah.
him?
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I noticed that in the end of the intro theme, the punk rock theme, they played a few notes, and I'm like, I know that tune, and it was a Jurassic Park tune.
Oh, was like the intro, like
yes,
like the dun dun dun.
so,
dun,
yeah, I think it's like exactly that.
dun,
At the very
Did they?
end, they
I didn't-
played
notice
that,
that.
and it was like in their style, and it was so subtle, and I'm like, wait, why do I know that? And
I
it took
didn't
a
catch
second,
that.
and yes, it's the Jurassic Park like
I
tone
was
or
saying,
whatever.
like, I was gonna say it was maybe a coincidence, but I guess maybe they were mocking
Yeah,
that.
I think they kind of were, but yeah, okay. So to get back on track, she gives him this claw, and so he cuts himself with it, which I don't know how. It doesn't look that.
Yeah, he's
sharp.
holding it in his hand, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden there's like a huge gash and
Yes.
blood everywhere.
and I'm like, that's kind of weird.
I
But
was
it's
wondering what he
rounded
cut
and
himself
smooth.
on. I'm like, did he cut himself on like a tree branch or something?
That's
that he
what
tried
I
to grab
thought.
while he had the
Like-
claw, but I'm like, there is no way because he was gripping that thing pretty tight.
Yes, his hand was close. So I thought the same thing the first time I seen it. I thought he scratched out like a tree branch. I'm
He
like, that's
scratched
dumb.
it on the dullest claw you could ever see.
I know it's so round and smooth and shiny.
Yeah.
What's funny is also if you look at the way he did it, he scratched himself on the base of the claw, not the actual claw part of the claw.
Right?
Yeah. This is the first thing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because you got this ninja trying to kill her apparently because of this claw. And then she gives it to him. Why didn't he die? he passes out there while he's being while she rather is being chased by a ninja.
He transformed for the first time, is what I took that as.
Oh.
So I assume he just ate that dude.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
Besides, they were after a Chinese woman, not a white pastor.
Yeah,
not a white
I
American
guess.
pastor.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
with a
okay.
penis.
Okay, so yeah, he finds himself back at the church. He just wakes up, he's back in bed.
You have that nightmare
In
again?
a different country.
Yes. Yes, it's not like he just like strolled home or something.
Maybe he took the bus.
Probably. I mean, it's just right down the road.
I just want to point out that obviously you can tell because of their budget, but like many of the rooms in the movie are the same rooms with different furniture.
Oh my God. Is that
Yeah.
is that her bedroom also? That's,
Yeah, because they're all yellow and they all are like the same size and shape.
I never
but the
realized
furniture
it.
changes.
I never realized that until you just now said it. I
They're
can
all
picture
yellow.
it. Yes.
Not every room. Some of the rooms are different, but most of the rooms are just yellow
Oh,
rooms.
that's
The
good.
budget was though.
Yeah.
That is so good. I never even realized. He's trying to take care of him. Father Stewart's trying to take care of him, and he gives him some food. And I love this. Is this like an actual saying? He goes, feed the fever, starve a cold. Is that
Yeah,
a
I
thing?
was wondering about that
I've
as
heard
well.
that before, yeah.
Oh, because I was saying it sounded kind of legit.
Yeah.
But it sounded
I've never
also.
heard
Yeah, when you have a
Really?
fever, you're supposed to eat a bunch, and when you have a cold, you're just not supposed to eat anything.
Oh, I
What
didn't
if I
know
just eat
that.
a bunch all the time?
Wow, maybe that's why I'm rarely sick. I'm like always eating. Well, there you go. Medical advice from a
I
bunch
don't
of
eat
losers.
good. I eat snacks.
Get fat for your health.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm lit up right and hot to trap where you want me tonight, Daddy-o.
Carol, hello.
Oh,
God damn you, Carol. How many fucking times I have to tell you not to question what I do? Now, what's my name?
Frankie Mermaid.
And why is my name Frankie Mermaid? Speak up, Carol, so I'm gonna give you the fucking boot!
Cause you're swimming in bitches.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Now, where you gonna trick tonight?
The park.
That's right, Baba. The park. Because that's where the real money's at. And you are the real money. Yo! Jerry! If you stuff dicks in your mouth like you're doing that sandwich, I'd be a fucking millionaire by now!
I love this. I love this next part just because it introduces the best character.
This is my favorite character.
Okay, so wait, so after
I wrote down my favorite quote from him right off the bat.
oh man, I'm sure there's got to be at least a couple. So
I feel
anyway,
so unoriginal because you guys all have the same favorite character as me, same favorite line.
I think that's why I think this is written so well. I think they knew that these lines were great. But anyway, so okay,
Don't worry, I didn't
so
have a favorite character. So I'm
so-
the only one here.
So Stuart tries to take care of him, and he leaves, and he's feeling hungry, and he's getting sweaty, and he's got to go. So he takes off running. He's out in the streets, and as he's passing by some people, he kind of runs off and passing by Carol, who is a streetwalker. Hey,
You're a hooker.
yes, how
See,
dare you?
Here's Patrick trying to be nice. He's a streetwalker.
I think the term is sex worker.
Yeah, you're right. It is sex worker. I'm sorry. But she walks up to the best character of the movie, Frankie Mermaid.
Frankie fucking Mermaid.
Yes.
Fucking mermaid.
And she
Swimming in bitches.
yes, that is why they call him Frankie Mermaid. But yeah, so he is her pimp.
There's such a dumb part. I hope someone else caught this.
What?
He's basically telling her, she's like, hey, I'm hot, ready to try, I think is what she says.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, where do you want me to go? And he's like, go to the park. The park is where it's at. Like, so he's telling her, like, that's where the money's at, is the park. But he's yelling at her and shit. And he's like, go put some dick in your mouth. Get that sandwich out of it.
Oh, yeah, I have that. I was cracking up because, yeah.
It's like, what? I was like, wait, what? Because she's sitting there sucking on a sucker.
Yeah, no, it's good. Okay, wait. Okay, so, because he was not talking to her.
Wait, he was directly talking to her, telling her to get out of there.
No, dude, because I was cracking up. He tells her to go work the park. He's like, 'cause that's where the money's at. And he's like talking about all this money and she's the real money. And for some reason, I guess that's funny to him, he busts out in this hysterical laughter and then just stops. And he looks across the street and he's like, yo, Jerry, if you stuff dicks in your mouth like you're doing that sandwich, I'd be a millionaire by now.
Is that what he says? I thought he was talking to her.
Oh, dude, I was cracking
It's like,
up.
I was wondering what the hell he
I was
said.
taking notes, so I was like, that's gonna be a theme with me is I'm constantly taking
Hell
notes
yeah.
in this movie, so like I'm distracted. But I thought he said something about her.
No.
stuffing dicks in her mouth like that sandwich. I'm like, bitch is a sucker.
No, yeah, dude, that part to me was hilarious.
That might
where-
be my new favorite line. I
Oh,
need to rewatch this.
So good, so good.
Yeah, everything out of that guy's mouth is perfect. Everything into that guy's mouth is perfect.
Oh,
but
man.
I feel like he's not even an actor. They just probably knew this guy.
I think so, yeah.
And they're just like, hey, just be yourself.
He is like and arguably, in my opinion, the best portrayal of a pimp ever. I love this guy. He's hilarious. But yeah, so we cut to night in the park. Doug is changing. You get a shot of that. He's obviously like turning into a raptor at this point. And then you see Carol. She's working the park as instructed. She's doing good, doing what she's told.
Not doing that good. She didn't have any money, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that's what she just said. Maybe she's just trying to get rid of him.
You're getting mugged, kid.
Yeah, because, this mugger comes out of, I'll say, nowhere.
Yeah,
You
out of
see him,
nowhere.
yeah,
You just see
him.
a black blob and like, there's a guy right there. She walks past. How'd you not see that guy right there? That guy right there walks up. Give me all your money. How'd you not see that? Excuse
Because
me.
he's dressed in all black. And it's nighttime. That's how you don't see it. I mean, he was crouching, too, in her defense for not seeing him. I'm just throwing that out there.
We'll be nice.
But
Although
so-
later she's like a super ninja, but she can't detect this guy standing right there.
Yeah.
You know? A little bit weird.
Well, maybe. But hey, but maybe her detection skills are low.
Maybe.
But her self-defense is still there. Let's face it, she did not act like she was threatened at all. She had control of the situation. Right, so there's no discrepancies here. I mean, everything's still on par, but this is where we get our first look at the Raptor. But like, not the whole thing. We just kind of see the head.
Which I thought is all you were going to see in the movie. Like, they just bought, like, this weird dinosaur head, and that's, like, they were just going to have that kind of sneaking in the frames. I never thought you'd see the whole body.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, I guess I just always thought there was going to be a full-on dinosaur, but I don't know why I would have thought that. Because, I mean, like, only showing parts would have been playing more on their budget, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, okay, so...
I would have preferred someone in a blow-up costume, to be honest.
I think that dinosaur really sells it. Because let's face it, what is anybody ever going to talk about in this movie? Is that wonky-ass dinosaur.
True.
And then the thing is, especially even if you don't want to see the movie, I feel like people are going to search it up just to see the dinosaur. Okay, so the Velociraptor saves Carol, I guess. I don't really think she was in any real danger, but...
The guy shoots off a bunch of rounds.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets knocked down, he gets back up, and instead of just continuing to shoot off a bunch of rounds like he did, he fires around, racks a slide, fires around, racks a slide, fires around,
I
racks
was
a
like,
slide.
what the hell?
And I'm like... What the fuck are you doing?
That is the epitome of an spring-loaded airsoft gun. Right
Yes,
there.
I was like, so like they were using airsoft guns through the whole movie, and I think legitimately just to pull the trigger, he was actually firing it and cocking it just to fire the airsoft gun the whole time.
All right, but in his defense, he fired it more legitly than the police in Ooga Booga.
Yeah, 100%. No, like, it was definitely better than that.
I mean, a little bit more believable.
I like how from now on we're just comparing all movies back to the standard of... It's like the Ooga standard.
Yeah,
You know?
it is our standard,
standard.
low.
We're gonna
like,
compare everything
yeah,
to Ooga Booga.
we start there and then we go from that
Oh,
movie.
that is so good.
Now we just
Yeah.
get to build ourselves back up.
There's one more part of that scene that I loved.
Oh, what's up?
When he finally goes in for the kill, he kills him and he rips his head off, and just a plain ass changed mannequin head goes rolling away. And I was like, I loved that so much.
We cut to Doug wakes up in Carol's bed, and I guess he's nude. Which, hey, going back to Guardians, he lost his clothes. He fucking lost his clothes.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes,
That
and
led to a great scene.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Because I'm just saying that's where Guardians should have went. Somewhere along that line, it would have been amazing. But so he wakes up in Carol's bed. He's naked, and dude, he gets up and he's flipping out because he doesn't know where he is. He's naked.
Text for this is
And
beautiful.
then
I loved it.
She walks in. She's like got this silky gown on and her
Super
cup of
hot,
tea
too.
and whatnot. And dude, I love it. I don't know why. Maybe it's not even that funny. But he looks at her like, "Hello, my child." I started cracking like, that's weird. I wonder if that's legit because this is a pretty blasphemous type movie. And
Oh, yeah.
I feel like...
we
Yes.
skipped right over something at the intro. Like right before the movie starts playing, it pops up on black screen and says, "Rated X by a board of Christians."
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I wanted to know if that's legit or if that's like a joke because
That's
of how
gotta be a joke.
blasphemous
Yeah.
this was.
I think that's
But
a joke.
I mean, I just feel like the writer... What's his name? I forgot his name.
Brendan
Steere.
I feel like he had to grow up in a really Christian-based, like, Sunday school, or like he studied like theology or something, because Like, it's so good.
Everything
and the
is-
jokes are like perfect.
Yeah.
It just works.
But this scene, you got Doug who thinks that they had sex.
Yeah.
And you got, Carol's just like, that was weird because you turned into a dinosaur.
Well, but I mean, she was like, last night was so great.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to do that again, okay?
Last
Whatever
night
it was.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, so he's thinking that they had sex, and like she's just going on, and she's like, it all happened so quickly, and she's talking about how she's kind of scared and she kind of peed herself a little, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's really weird, and he's just like, was it your first time too?
But
Okay.
as this scene is carrying on, the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, she had sex with a dinosaur man.
Did she?
Well, no. That's what I was...
That was honestly,
Okay.
Honestly, that was
So,
my thought
Let's
too.
play
until
through
it-
this scene here.
Honestly, that was my thought too. until
Are we gonna
everything
have to give you
played
like a
out.
3-watch minimum here?
Can I get some graphs, please?
Because then he said something about sex, and she's like, no, you turned into a dinosaur and ate people. And then he's like,
You
oh!
saved my life.
But up until she explained that, I'm thinking they had sex. And I'm
Oh,
thinking,
oh,
last
oh.
night he was also a dinosaur. So if they had sex last night, she had sex with a dinosaur.
Dino style.
Oh, interesting. The funny part is this whole scene. This whole scene, I never even thought that they had sex. I didn't even think it was implied enough.
Okay,
You
so we
didn't think
skipped.
it was implied?
Does this
Well,
When
yeah,
she was
this-
going on about how great it was and how it
Man,
was like
no.
so
Does-
Because here's the
go
thing.
over
No.
your
It
head.
was,
No.
because
My
it
child,
was.
you're so innocent.
No. Yes, thank you. I
Yeah.
try to be. No, because here's the thing. It was so played up that they did. I knew they didn't.
Well, yeah, I know.
Oh.
I also got that impression.
But yeah, so he's freaking out now because she pretty much like affirms that you were a dinosaur. So now he's like, oh my God, this is real.
To figure it out, she takes him to see the body.
and
That's
he's
right.
wearing her clothes.
That's right. That's
Does
right.
he have anything to wear?
That's right, because he still kind of didn't believe her,
I like
even
how
though
he's
she
trying
knew about
really
it.
hard. It's
Yeah.
like that Velma freaking sweatshirt
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
If you look close enough, he's wearing panties.
I think you can kind of see like his package, which I was checking out. Not as deeply
There's
as Mike
a-
was to notice.
Well,
his,
hear me out.
His panties.
When he's like, there's a few scenes where he's trying to walk away, where that dress is riding high. Like, I'll tell you what.
Does it get a little cheeky?
Yeah,
Does
like,
it?
A little bit.
yeah.
I never
Yeah,
noticed.
no, I did.
I was really hoping he'd just go back to the church in the dress, 'cause I thought that'd be funny. But it cuts
Oh,
to him
yeah.
in his regular clothes.
Oh, you mean the pastor outfit? That is
That is his regular
like
clothes.
a one piece like polyester shiny thing. You can see the tie like on the
Yeah,
back where you tie
Halloween
it together.
USA pastor outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this is like some Wish shit right here. This is awful, dude. The
Yeah.
collar looked like underwear elastic. Did anybody else know? It just looked like
It
a
didn't even
soda.
look like he had a collar. It was so like
It was
all
weird.
white.
We're in the woods. He was just showing the body. Now he's really upset. And she tries to persuade him to use his Velociraptor powers for good, to use it to kill and take down all these bad guys.
Can I
And
say this real quick though? Just from him seeing the body, he believes her.
well, yeah,
Granted,
because
you could chalk this up to anything else.
No, okay. I took it like this. Like, first of all, I think he already believed her in the first place, but he was just he didn't want to believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
he
he'd
was in
seen
denial.
everything.
over it.
He had seen everything that happened as nightmares.
Right,
So
exactly.
he thought he was just sleeping.
And so after he was shown the body, and I think he knew. Plus, I mean, like
he
she
probably
knew where the
remembered
body
eating
was.
the guy.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no,
So-
it's tasty.
I
So-
guess he didn't have
He
a
woke
face
up and he
anymore,
didn't
though.
want breakfast. You know,
Tasty mugger.
he's like,
Yeah.
"Why am I not hungry?"
Yeah. I don't think he ever
Actually,
eats.
there's a line later where the other priest says, "You're not eating enough." Like,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "You're barely
Oh,
eating
man.
anymore."
Well, he really thought this through when he wrote it.
Ah.
Yeah,
didn't even
this
get
movie
this.
has so few plot holes.
But that's what I'm
It's-
saying. That's
Wow.
why I really think this movie's genius. I really thought everything about this movie was pre-planned out
I
to
didn't
be
even
this
catch
exact
that.
way. But dude, I like it because now Doug is in full panic mode, and she's trying to convince him to use these weird dinosaur powers to take down bad people, and she goes and she puts her hand on his shoulder to kind of like calm him down or whatever. And I love that. And he's like, "Touch not with thy sinning hands, you Jezebel!" And he runs off. And I started cracking. I'm like, these
forgot about
lines,
that. It was
man.
so
I
good.
wish that I just knew like funny shit to say like that. You know,
No kidding.
in like some old timey way.
It was so
You
good. I'm
really
like,
fuck with some people that way.
man.
Well, sir, we'll have another shipment of coke in tomorrow, prepared exactly as you ordered.
係咁，我等我搞掂晒嗰啲蛇仔蛇乸，就一天都光晒㗎啦。
He runs back to the church. I think he's trying to kind of get a grip and just kind of go back to life the way it was, because before you know it, he's back behind the collar and he's in the confessional. Who's waiting for him? Mike.
Frankie fucking Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, because he hasn't confessed in 2 years. He's got a lot of ground to cover, but he's only going to go the last 4 days. Does anybody here know
4 days.
what
Jesus
he
Christ.
confesses about in those 4 days?
Oh, I love the first one. He stole candy from a baby and threw the baby in the river.
Oh, my God. Yes, that's so good.
Yeah, there's like this list of
Christ.
terrible, awful things.
Oh, yeah.
And then he starts getting into what he did. And then I killed this guy's parents or something. And,
Well, there's
it's actually right in front of this church. Just yesterday.
There's
And
a
then
part where
I
he said
saw
he
them
killed
and they were
somebody.
bawling. He's bawling his eyes out.
Yeah.
But
This
there's
guy-
also a part where he's like, oh, I killed somebody. He's like, the priest comes back with something about malice. He goes, no malice. It was more just for fun.
But yeah, so Doug, man, he's getting heated. He is pissed. And what happens?
You killed my parents. You murderer.
Yes, Raptor Claw
Raptor
comes
hand
through
right
the
through the-
little like
Wait, hold up.
mesh thing. I don't
Rubber
know.
glove Raptor hand.
Oh
through
yeah,
the-
they do not hide that, and he grabs Frankie
Oh, that's
Mermaid by
beautiful. I
the
love that.
throat, and so
He pulls it away, and all of a sudden he just has a rip on his.
Oh
lip.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
dude,
oh.
you can see the edges of that makeup. They don't care. So now there's a ruined confessional.
Yeah.
And a body.
And a
I was
body.
wondering about that
Yes.
body.
What happened to Frankie Mermaid's body?
He was hungry.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
that
we'll,
is true.
We'll go with that.
That is true. So it's after this death where he takes down Frankie Mermaid that he realizes he can get behind what Carol wants. He decides that yes, he's gonna go and he's gonna go out and he'll kill all these bad people. We get a really corny but much needed sweet high five into a montage of him working out, training, killing, and the blossoming of their relationship.
So I just realized, is this where he learned to fight? Because like all of a sudden they both were great fighters after
Right?
this.
He learned that quick
I wanted
though.
to say this though, real quick. When he went to her apartment, when he was telling her he killed a guy, and I'm telling her, I killed your boss, Frankie Mermaid. You killed Frankie fucking Mermaid.
That's why I keep saying that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, you can't say it without saying Frankie fucking Mermaid.
I think that might have legitimately been his name.
I just like that she said that you killed Frankie fucking Mermaid. I'm like, yes.
But yeah, she was ecstatic. She was happy, I guess. But man, what about her college? How's she gonna pay for college now? Or is she just gonna be independent?
Independent contractor.
Well, now she has
She's the
a
pimp now.
VelociPastor to keep her safe and stuff out in the streets. So,
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But yeah,
Probably
so
eating half her clients.
Afterwards.
She eats them first.
Yeah, she eats them.
okay, I have to ask this. Are we back in China here?
No.
Okay,
Okay, when they first introduced the
I can't
Chinese
remember. Are
guy?
there tents
Yes.
now? If there are tents, you're in China.
That's what
China is
yes.
made of tents and trees.
This doesn't make any sense though.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
Are you kidding?
This
That's
is in
China.
this is in the U.S., isn't it?
No.
Because it's like Artemis Academy or something in the U.S. That's why it's all white kids.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
White
it's
kids and I
like
think a token black kid.
like a Chinese
Okay.
run facility, but in America. Okay, I guess
I did not know that because I was confused. I thought we were going from America to China.
But I mean, maybe. I mean, he
America
just
to
drove
China.
to China like a day.
I honestly
But that's what I was
don't
thinking.
know.
Oh,
But like I assumed it was some kind of like they literally say it's Artemis Academy. They're trying to recruit people.
right.
Like, well, I guess we get to their whole plan later.
Right. But yeah, no, and because he just drove there earlier, I really thought they were just going back and forth. I'm like, man, that's I mean, it's fine, it worked, but I was like, that's really confusing. So we're in China and we see
I love this.
we see
I really do.
Well, I guess I'm gonna refer to as like the head ninja. I don't know if this kid really is the head ninja, but I'll say he is, and he's talking to Wei Chang? Wei Chang?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Wei Chang. And,
we're gonna let you keep saying it.
Yeah, thanks.
I think
Everybody,
we're all pretty sure that's
great.
what it is.
Now everybody's gonna. I'm gonna be the one pronouncing it wrong. Everybody's gonna laugh at me. Thanks, guys. He's telling him about the Dragon Warrior.
He's speaking Chinese. Kid speaking English. I think he understands, but it's still funny how it just goes back and forth. Speak English, speak Chinese,
Yeah,
speak English.
Yeah, that went on a
speak
lot
Chinese.
in this movie.
Oh my
did.
god!
I was wondering, it's like, so I guess just
I love
everyone
that.
speaks Chinese in this movie.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, again. Well, no, everybody understands Chinese.
Yeah.
Not everybody
Well,
speaks it.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, and that's
So
it.
that's
Like I don't
yeah.
understand how that works.
I think that's
but-
enough. Like, that's still odd enough.
Yeah, but you know what's weird though? I think at this point, because when this scene was happening, I think I'm so on board with anything they throw at me that it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I,
just
didn't
thought
care.
it was funny.
You're acclimated by this point to
Yes.
what's happening. You're just like, okay, I'm going
Like
with
more
it.
bullshit gets thrown at you, and like that's okay. I'm
Yeah.
good with it. But it's just funny to point out. It's like this is kind of fucking ridiculous. This is great. I'm on board. We're
Yeah,
good.
exactly. So he's like, the money stopped flowing because of this Dragon Warrior, and then the laugh scene.
Oh my god, this was great.
That was a bit. That was just a little bit uncomfortable because it was just like, oh really?
There's a
Sorry.
scene later on that makes all these laugh scenes make sense, and I love them so much more because of it.
What?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You guys didn't catch this later?
Maybe not. What?
Do I spoil it? No, I don't want to spoil
Okay,
it.
no. Just try to remember this, because I don't
remember.
want to
We'll
be
get-
left on the hook here. I want to know if maybe they just decided to splice 2 takes together. Because
I don't think so. I think it was just...
You think it was intentional from the get-go?
Oh, yeah.
Because
What?
they have,
What is
because
this?
it's the last.
My explanation helps with this, too.
They have like this diabolical, ridiculous laugh scene where they're
Yeah.
going back and forth, and then they kind of stop, and then
Comes back.
it cuts, but it's weird. Like, it cuts to him, and he starts laughing again, and then they go through it all over again. And I was like, I wonder if that was intentional, or if they just decided, let's make this really crazy with the takes
There
we
is-
have.
Yeah, that's how
there
I
is
felt
2
too.
editing mistakes in
Wait,
the movie.
hold up. Takes they already
Okay.
have. Low budget. Come
But
on.
yeah, but no. Here's the thing, though. I don't
You
think.
may be right, because there are 2 actual editing mistakes.
Ooh,
during the movie.
I want to hear this, because I want to question if they're
There's-
actual mistakes.
Legitimately, there's one scene at the end where she pulls a ponytail out of her hair and spins,
Okay,
and then it just cuts back to the beginning. She pulls the ponytail out of her hair again and spins again.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's right at the end, and it just the same exact 3 seconds plays twice in a row.
Interesting. I didn't see that at
Did
all.
that on purpose.
Yeah,
that
Like
wouldn't
they
make
did
much
that on
sense
purpose.
because it was like,
Maybe.
legitimately, because it like
But when you do so much stupid shit on purpose, when you actually accidentally do something stupid, it comes off as being on purpose.
that's
So everybody's
true,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's fine.
So-
Even if you
I think
didn't.
he also did the same thing in the credits.
Credits.
It literally, I think there was 2 sections of the
remember.
credits that, like, one it rolled by, and then the same section rolled by.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that at all.
I gotta make sure it matches up with the song.
Yeah, the credit there weren't enough, so we had to play it again.
There wasn't enough credits for the song, so you guys gotta roll up a little bit more.
You
Come
made
on.
the song like 10 seconds longer than what we wanted. What are we gonna do?
Like, oh shit, let's roll this one right one.
That is so
I
good.
think there was a mistake in the credits. I maybe
Russell's
remember
over
wrong,
here
but there was
dying,
definitely
man.
a mistake with the double scene.
I
at the
guess,
end.
man, I don't pay enough
You good?
attention to the
All right,
credits.
there,
Apparently,
That's such a.
I've been enjoying watching all
funny
the random
idea.
credits of these movies. Like,
I mean,
there's so much
apparently
crap.
it worked.
When you finally get back there and start that family you've always dreamed about, you could have 5 kids. 11 kids. And I want you to spend 15 minutes a day with each of them.
Yeah. And I want you to name one of them after me. Ali, your wartime buddy.
Yeah.
When little Ali Stewart asks where he got his name from, you could say your wartime buddy, Ali. The one who made it through the whole war without taking a single hit. And managed to do it with a smile.
But then you look at him square in the face, and you smile like I do. Like this.
Ollie! 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 No! No, Ollie! Ah! Ollie!
let's get back on track.
this movie gets better the more we
all
talk about it.
We're done with China. I get maybe not China. We're done with the Chinese facility, and so now Father Stewart or Pastor Stewart, I don't know, whatever. He sees Doug across the street with Carol, and now he's worried. So I think he knows of Carol's
Jezebels.
Yes, he knows of Carol's background. I'm pretty sure. And how does he know? Just throwing that out there. So he tells Stuart about like all this dinosaur, whatever. He opens up to him.
He don't believe him.
He don't. Well,
This is
who
the scene
would?
with your books you wanted to talk about earlier.
Who would? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There we go.
Because he was reading some books.
Wait, I love how he walked in and Father Stewart, and he hides a big book in front of a slightly smaller book.
Oh yeah,
this is not a
tiny
comic
Bible.
book.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and a book on crime.
crime.
The second volume of a book on crime. How to crime. What the,
Dude, that would be great if that was the name. How to crime.
Crime Jew behind
yeah,
the
so
Bible.
He doesn't believe him, and he thinks he needs an exorcism. So he locks him in the room, and
there's a flashback. Isn't this? No, this is not where the flashback is.
No, not yet.
No. There is actually a flashback here.
Yeah, because what would his dad do?
Yeah, it's he flashes back to apparently like a happier time in his life,
This is part one of why the laughing scene exists.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm curious, man. I want to know what you're thinking.
So if this is the flashback with his dad, right?
Yes, and
So
this
they're
is
all
just
just
laughing.
the whole family's just happily laughing, and it goes on way too long where they're always laughing.
yeah.
That's on the point. Okay. So
okay. All right.
remember that.
I'll remember. But yeah, so we get a flashback.
It's starting to make sense here with all that laughing bullshit.
Of Doug. Doug's with he's at the table. He's got him, his dad next to him, his mom across the table, and it is a very picturesque, happy family, and they just cannot stop laughing. That's pretty much it. Isn't it like pretty much the whole scene?
I think I'm getting it, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's all coming together. The pieces.
This is another thing that's gonna fly over my head, isn't it?
Yeah,
probably.
It's probably you just missed the literal one line that explains it all.
How any of this movie actually makes sense doesn't make sense, but somehow it's making sense now.
I just really feel like maybe it was brilliantly written.
You're my only son.
So apparently.
Oh no, that's a hugely important line. I forgot they said that. Yeah, they say you're my only son.
They're saying nothing but good things about him.
Yes,
like you're such a great son.
This is so good. This is so stupid. It's so good. That's right. They do make mention of that. That's right. So,
you're my only son.
So
oh man,
that's so dumb. So okay, we cut to Stuart's gonna take matters into his own hands because to have an exorcism performed on Doug apparently through the proper channels is going to take too long. So apparently we go to like some back alley exorcist.
This guy who was a member of the church.
Yeah. So now I guess he practices like the dark arts or something and witchcraft. They get there and I don't think they're sitting around the table or whatever at this point, but pretty much Doug is explaining everything to this guy. He's explaining things to the exorcist, and we get a flashback. And this is one of my favorites. Now we're gonna get some backstory on Father Stewart.
More Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah,
and suddenly he's blonde.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean he's old now. His hair's great.
He's old young.
Yeah, blonde equals young. So Stewart apparently is in Vietnam, I'm assuming, and him and his buddy
Even though it's
Ali.
the same forest everything else is shot in.
Oh yeah, probably. It's all filmed the same day, same area, same location. And he's talking with his war buddy Ali about like the people who've died, who's been shot and whatever. And then Ali's, Stuart shows a picture of the girl back home of who he's fighting for. What's her name? Oh crap, I have it written down. Adeline.
I kind of liked that guy's character, even though I thought his acting was kind of shitty. But I just
told him how everybody died. This person died. The Invincible. We don't even know where he's at.
Yeah. So he sees the picture of Stuart's girl waiting back home, and that's the reason he's fighting this war, and that's all he's fighting for is for her, and he wants to have a family. And then he gets into this long speech about how
have 5 kids, have 11 kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get back home to your Adeline, and you know what, you can start that family. You can have 5 kids, 11 kids, and you know what? You name one of them Ali after your good old war buddy Ali.
It's like he's living through this guy.
Oh yeah,
get your own life.
I know,
get your own woman.
But I mean, again, this is one of those moments that's being built up. You know why? You know what's coming.
Can I be honest with this moment? This was like, I don't know why, but it was like a slight jump scare because also you just hear "pam" blood splat. Like, oh, all right.
I didn't know when it was coming.
I expected it, but I was just like, it was like a weird jump scare.
I think that's why his speech went on so long, to drag on, to make you be like, I know it's coming, but when is it coming?
And I think they did that really well, though, because you knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, but it took me off guard, too. And straight to the neck.
It was bullshit.
Blood splatter. They did a really good job. I mean, obviously, they just splattered it, in front. You didn't have to really cover anything up. Wow, his neck. Was it? Well, it doesn't
Either way,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah. He gets shot. He goes down and I love how he's like dead and still smoking. Right?
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
I was like, oh, it's so funny. But yeah, and then so after this, you got Stuart. He's sitting outside of like this, looks like an old barn or something with a couple of other war buddies kind of off to either side.
I don't know if they ever said like if they were back or if they were still in Vietnam.
I think they were still in Vietnam.
Yeah, because
Vietnam, obviously.
I kind of
all of a sudden Adeline's there.
Yeah,
I know that's the thing that was weird because like they're in Vietnam and she's there.
I think that's like the one thing that didn't make sense. Actually, no, they even say
the one thing that didn't make sense. He's a fucking VelociPastor pastor that looks like a T-Rex.
Hear me out.
Wait, why is she in Vietnam?
Actually, I think one of the other soldiers said, "I wonder why she was here."
Yeah, why was she in the forest? Probably because she wants to start a family. Dude, but like this is so great because she comes out of nowhere. She's running up to Stuart and she's running up for that embrace moment and like literally 2 feet from Stuart.
Literally one step. They were already
it was
touching.
one step.
And she just, oh my god! Not only does she explode, but she turns into liquid. I even wrote down on my notes she turns into 90% blood and 1 bone. Like
that was like a full arm.
Was it?
Yeah.
And I like how it just.
It just drenches
that
them.
effect was really strange
You
looking.
never
but
come
I
back from the
loved it.
war.
It was so weird. It looked so
That was
off.
so good.
But yeah, he's just like drenched, and oh man, it was like those guys.
I like his lines. Like you never come back from the war. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, and
yeah.
and then the one guy's like, I don't think there's anything we can do. She's too far gone.
No
And I'm
shit.
just like, oh my god.
Like the moment he said that, I literally just sat there with no shit.
Oh, so good. So good. And so apparently it was this traumatic experience that kind of drove
back to
Stuart,
his faith.
back to the whole priesthood. We cut back to the exorcism, and it's starting to take effect, starting to work. Doug's feeling hungry.
He's feeling it.
He's getting the itch,
He's feeling it now,
empty.
Mr. Krabs.
No,
He's
not empty.
He's feeling the stagehands putting on them Raptor gloves is what he's feeling.
Hands, my ass. I ain't stage hands in there. They can't afford that.
Yeah, he's just under there like putting them on himself. But yeah, so he comes up. He's partly raptorized, and so he goes and he rips
snatches out Stuart's eye.
He does. He rips out Father Stewart's right eye.
See, I thought he just straight up killed him there.
No, that's if it was an Ooga Booga.
Oh yeah, that's a death blow in Ooga Booga.
If you lose an eye in Ooga Booga, you're out.
We're going off the Ooga Booga standard here. That was a death blow. Like he shouldn't be alive.
I thought he was dead. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was dead. He got his eye snatched out. He's dead.
I assumed he was going to be dead based on all the same reasons.
I honestly didn't see that it was an eye. I just saw blood.
Oh, when he pulled back, I mean, like he hit the eye. He pulled back. You seen little stringy guys and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, like, come on,
I didn't catch that.
Clearly an eye here. Come on. So he rips out his eye and he takes off running.
Well, the other guy sit there is like, "What if I was like I unleashed evil onto this world?" I was scared for a second, and then he starts laughing.
Oh, he don't care. Yeah, this is what he wants. Yeah, he's cool with this. But we end up back in the park again because I think this only has like 3 filming locations, and I think they utilized them really well though.
No, they did.
Yeah, because that bedroom.
Never realized.
That bedroom / church was where they did the seance.
Actually, that blew my mind when you said that.
And this whole farm filming location with the woods, that's Vietnam, that's China. I'm sure that's probably everywhere else.
Wait a minute, you mean Vietnam's not China? What?
Whatever.
I'm learning so much.
So we're back at the park, and there's these ninjas that are planning to attack before they're coming face to face with the VelociPastor, and he's just like, "This is how I was told I was gonna die." And there's like this weird monologue and backstory.
Was this? Correct me if I'm wrong, but was this not the guy shooting the arrow at the girl in the beginning?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Wait a bit.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was.
Well, if that's the case, then the VelociPastor should have died. Oops, shit. He should have died because that completely takes away the theory that he killed the guy by turning into the Velociraptor.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so,
never mind. If it doesn't make sense, it didn't happen.
So
just ignore it.
So what happens?
About that.
They're taking their sweet time. We get this weird monologue about how he's going to die. They get done with their plan of attack, and then it's like they just die. He attacks, and it's like it's the whole end of the scene.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden he's in her room wrapped in newspaper.
Yeah, why was he in newspaper?
Okay, I have that down too. Why was he covered in newspaper?
Oh,
because he reached a low point in his life, and he wanted to feel it. Okay,
right? He wanted to feel homeless while not being homeless.
He just felt homeless.
He just walked back to the set with a newspaper. I'm like, all right.
Maybe he couldn't lay in her bed. Because that would be ungod,
maybe.
or whatever, unreligious.
Oh yeah. So while she's trying to console him, it turns into this 90s music video of like sex clips.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the most well done, in my opinion, sex scene of any movie I've ever seen. It was so
really
tasteful.
Good. It was,
and I just thought it was great.
Where did all these ninjas come from?
I fought some ninjas last night. Maybe they followed me home.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
Who are you working for?
Remember your faith, Father Jones.
We jump to the next morning, and they're still sleeping. They're spooning in bed, and what happens, Mike?
I don't remember.
No, Russell, what happens?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I remember.
Isaiah, what happens?
Ninjas jump in.
Yes.
Yeah, I
ninjas
just remember
jump into
ninjas
the
jumping
room.
from the fucking windows.
But
Like,
it isn't weird. They take these ninjas down without any problem. Like two regular people, a priest and a hooker, and they take down
they
three
have God
ninjas
on their side.
And hey, we clearly see all the training they have went through before this moment. How did they take them down?
Yeah,
right. They didn't just take them down; they killed them. They literally say later. He's like, he told us this before he died.
Right.
Oh yeah. I have a question about that. I want to mention that later because I have a question about that whole thing. But okay, so after that, we cut back to apparently not China, but we go back to the Chinese. What was it? Artemis place? What was it called?
Something like
Artemis.
I think it was Artemis Academy.
Artemimus.
Artemimus.
I think it was Artemimus.
Artemimus.
Can we add some extra syllables?
Yes.
Artemamius.
Artemamius.
So we're back at that place, and Stuart wakes up.
You just don't want to say it.
I don't want to say
it either.
Now I'm so lost. But he wakes back up in this place. He's in oh man, what's that guy's name?
Stuart.
Chang? I think it's Chang. Wei Chang.
Wei Chang.
Whatever. God, I'm all over the place. So, no, you guys are gonna confuse me. So he wakes up in his tent. Chang's whole deal right here is he's trying to get Father Stewart on board with this plan.
I think yes.
Okay, because
he's got a very simple equation that equals out here.
Again, speaking in
give
Chinese.
people coke,
Yes.
They come
And he
to
understands
us,
it.
We recruit them for Christianity. Done.
Yeah, like
Coke plus Christians equals world dominance.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to get him addicted, and he's made like this apparently like super Coke. It's 4 times as addictive as regular Coke, and then once people are like addicted, it brings them in.
No. He's like once they're addicted, you take it away, then they can't get any, so they got to go to rehab, which we run the rehab centers and we recruit them to be our soldiers.
Right.
Beautiful.
I just kind of thought it was pretty good.
I liked
funny.
it. It's
Again, a very Christian idea.
Oh, yeah.
It works.
No, first of all, it's not a Christian idea, and Father Stewart knows this, and that's why he's like, no, this is not the Christian thing to do. I can't do this. Chang, he's kind of disappointed, but what does he do?
Stabs the shit out of him.
Oh,
an
yeah.
arrow.
He has an
With
arrow.
an
in
arrow,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah, right in the gut.
It worked.
You forgot.
What's up?
They started laughing.
Yeah,
they did.
And
yes.
it does it again where like
The uncomfortable laughter.
Chang or whatever his name is doing his regular laugh, and the other guy.
Yeah, like the
I
head ninja
forget
guy.
his name.
I just call
The
him head ninja.
white guy with the curly hair.
Yes.
Yeah, white ninja.
White ninja.
White ninja.
Ooh, I like that.
He's doing different laughs every time. Like he can't figure out how to laugh.
I see.
man.
He never learned how to laugh.
Oh man,
Because-
this
yeah,
movie is
that
getting
was-
even better.
We're getting deep into a movie.
My rating
at
may
a
have
low
gone
budget.
This might change my rating. I don't know.
We're
though.
getting balls deep in a shallow movie here.
We really are. I love that. Yes, but yeah. So okay, we cut back to
broke
Carol's
through
room.
really far.
Here's what I want to know. Right. So he's sitting on the bed, and you can tell like they're getting prepared because they're gonna go to Artemimius or whatever. And he sits there, and the scene ultimately goes. He gets up. He goes over to Carol. But before that happens, there's this voiceover where he says, "Good thing that Ninja told us where their hideout was before he died." Do you think that was intended from the get-go, or they noticed during production
that they left a part out.
They forgot that.
Until they just threw it in.
Yeah.
It might have been intentional.
It could, I mean,
Budget-wise,
honestly,
I
again,
think it was
either or.
Like 100% could be what you're saying, but I honestly thought it was intentional.
Because I seen the scene and I'm like, without that there, it could have played out just as well. It didn't need to be there. And furthermore, if they needed that information before that other ninja died, he could have said it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
so
he could have just said, Arda Mina Mommy Miss.
But yeah, so and I watched that scene. I'm like, I wonder. Either way, it works. There's nothing you can do in this movie that I don't think would not work. So anyway, they're getting ready to fight, and you know that they are because they're both dressed in black and looking like badasses.
Got them leathers.
All badasses wear leather. That is like a movie staple. You got to have that.
If you're not wearing leather, you're just an ass.
Yes. So we just come face to face. Yeah, Carol and Doug up against these ninjas. Okay, and the head ninja. Okay, we get the reveal. He pulls his mask down, and we learn who this white ninja is. Mike, you got to take the reins on this because I know you want to.
Okay, so it reveals white ninja. I forgot his name. What's his? You remember?
Sam.
Sam is Doug's brother. So Doug's not the only son. It cuts back to the family scene of them all laughing, and he's just in the background. And Sam even says, "Why were you guys always laughing? What was so funny?" Like he never got it. He never had to laugh.
You're my only son, though. Comes back into play.
And it was like, he's like, "You're my only son." And just in the back of the car, he's just awkwardly looks up like, "No."
Yeah, not even in a seat.
Oh, yeah,
he's just
in the
like
trunk.
in like the trunk space.
Yeah, and you didn't even.
That's why he laughs so awkwardly and weird all the time, because he never got it why his family was always laughing.
That is so good.
He never learned laughter or love.
But yeah, I love the flashbacks, those scenes, though, and the stupid lines of like, "You're my only son."
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous and over the top. It's so funny.
Now does it not
Yes,
go over your head
and
no more?
not only
Does it make the previous laughing scenes better?
Oh,
now
it does.
that
It
you
makes it so much better. In fact, actually, not only did it not go over my head, movie's better for it.
Better that it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. We get this epic fight scene now. Battle between Carol and Doug and these ninjas. And man, it's not horrible. Okay, it's not completely horrible. But man, I love when she takes her coat off. She throws it on the ground and then kicks it in the guy's face and takes the guy down.
That was beautiful.
That was great.
I mean, like, why didn't she just throw it at him if that's what she was gonna do?
Because he never saw it coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like, "Wait, what's happening
guess.
here? What move am I gonna make? I don't know what she's doing." And then boom, coat to the face.
Yeah,
It's disappointing no one got hit with like some pocket sand or anything. Like,
Yes.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Ninjas in their pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Man,
That's just a cheap way out right there.
It really
That's
is.
cheap.
Yeah,
It
but
really
it
is.
works
but
every
floor
time.
coat wins. Like, come on.
Floor coat's good.
Floor coat works.
Oh man. But okay, so
Yeah, but pocket sand. Come on.
and before Sam engages in battle, he throws his sword into the ground horribly, by the way.
I love that.
It barely sticks in the ground. It's all leaning over, and he's like, 'cause he's not gonna stain, his weapons or whatever with
his ancestral sword.
Yeah, with his blood, his brother's blood or whatever. He's not worth it. And so
I have that written down.
so what?
I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch it. What's going on?
Oh no!
I'm not. No, Isaiah, I take it. He brought it up. You take it.
What?
When he goes to grab the sword, all of a sudden you just watch Doug whoop into his hand. He grabs the sword. Your ancestors are my ancestors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that.
I literally have down as like, were their ancestors Jedi's? Like,
I know.
know.
What? I didn't get it.
Well, I think
I have it written down with a question mark. 'Cause I don't even know how to explain this.
what
think, happened?
I don't know. I guess
Just not
like
explaining that.
I
That was great though. They're brothers, but still, I'm just like, that is like the most dumbass line I've ever heard.
I
I'm
didn't
just like,
think-
what the fuck?
yeah, that was horrible, but I loved
didn't think
it.
that the I didn't take that the
Perfect
line
placement.
meant that he had powers or something. I took it like your ancestors are my ancestors, and I can dirty this sword with your blood kind of thing.
They're related.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it's
I took
obvious.
it as like this is their ancestral sword, and it's like bound to them. It's like he can use it just as well as he could use.
Well, see,
Sam could
I
use
just
it.
love the
I took
fact
it as
that he
God
said it.
powers.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I
but-
died. I'm like, that is beautiful. I was like,
So wait, let me get this straight. We're okay with him transforming into a giant T-Rex VelociPastor, but we aren't okay with Jedi like powers here.
no,
But-
I was fine with it. I died.
There's
I
no
loved that
explanation.
line.
Did he
Yeah,
have
it's
the Force
100%
because
out of left field. It was so unexpected.
It was weird.
Did he have the Force because of his because of God, the power of God, or did he have the Force because we don't know that somehow
I have the power of God in anime on my side.
Velociraptors can telepathically lift things. Like,
Yeah,
where did he get that power from?
Correction. I have the power of God and dinosaurs on my side.
I even wrote that down. I was like, is this like God power? Weird dinosaur power? Is this
I don't fucking know.
God give it, then he taketh away.
Yeah, I guess.
He taketh that sword and stab your ass.
But yeah, so it's weird because I feel like this was another weird edit. Like, I feel like there was something in between, but they used this shot because when he runs at his brother and stabs
I saw
him,
that.
he like stabs toward the ground.
Yeah,
but
so
then
like they're both standing, and he lunges forward and stabs downward,
Yeah.
and it cuts to him
Right.
Sam laying on the ground.
Right, and he's
Yeah,
bleeding
that
because
was
obviously
weird.
he's. But I thought that's kind of weird. But again, it doesn't matter at this point, not at all. You just run with it.
I love you, Carol.
You're better than them. It's not because of your powers. It never has been.
I'm just one man.
A good man. With a good heart. That's all that's ever mattered. That's all that's ever changed. Anything. I believe in you. No matter what happens today.
What if I can't win?
Of course you. Just have a little faith.
Carol!
This is dumb. I didn't even understand this part, but I mean, again, you don't have to. Carol is at like this weird standstill while this one ninja summons
Tall-ass ninja.
another ninja. He comes out, walks right up to her as she's just standing
Fucking
there.
the great Khali comes out with a fucking sword.
Yeah, and he just like swipes her right across the chest, and she goes down.
Well, yeah.
Why'd she stand there?
It's like in every movie when there's a big fight scene and then you think the one side's gonna win, and then all of a sudden this uber power comes in out of nowhere and destroys everything. They're kind of get that across, but they had like $10 to make that scene happen.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's how they did.
Like
it.
it's like, oh, you didn't realize you were just dealing with the minion. Here comes the big badass boss.
Yeah. So okay. So she goes down, and man, of course, because now this is Doug's girl. He is enraged, and he goes full Raptor mode. Yeah.
No, there's like.
How did I not think of that?
No, there's a whole scene where he's holding her and they're having a moment. And I love that the ninjas that just killed her are crying in the background for them.
Yeah,
So
that's so
stupid.
funny because he sat in there and said, but that's kind of happens sometimes, you know? Sometimes bad people do something and they feel bad about it.
But I like when they're sitting there, she's trying to talk to him, and he's like, "Shh, I gotta say something." I'm like, she's trying to tell you stuff before she dies.
It's her
Like,
last
you want
word.
her to
Yeah.
shut up?
I
You
know.
can talk. Selfish.
I didn't realize that, but yeah.
He does. He's full Raptor mode now, and he's not even a Velociraptor. He has a deformed T-Rex, and this
It's a
thing is
humpback T-Rex.
it is a wonky ass T-Rex. But he goes on a
Camelsaurus
rampage.
Rex.
Yeah, Camel Rex.
Camel Rex.
This is an epic fight scene. I literally have written down epic final battle with the ninjas.
Oh wait! Oh, I thought I had that too. Oh yeah, epic fight. It is epic.
My
Check 'em
favorite move is right towards the end of the fight. He gets already. He crouches down. He does a full-on flip and smacks some guy with his tail after the flip. Like
I like how he just falls.
great.
But the realism's great because they could like punch the dinosaur right in the face for real. Because there's nobody in there, it's just
Oh,
air.
yeah, yeah.
So there's none of that fake, like, almost hitting kind of stuff they pull in movies.
In a pretty quick fight scene, he takes them all out. But then, who pops out of the tent?
Wei Chang.
Yes, Wei Chang comes from.
Was he just napping during the previous fight scenes?
Maybe I don't think he wanted anything to do with it. He's like his minions take care of it. He's not gonna. He's got bigger, better things to do. You
I
know.
love when he shoots him. 'Cause all of a sudden, it's like glitching camera effects. Boom.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
normal again.
Yeah, that way you can avoid the transformation of him going from Raptor back to human.
They literally didn't. They just have him standing in the same pose.
Oh, yeah.
and then just
Yep.
flickered it back and forth until it's like, oh, he's human.
I thought it was really good. I mean, it's really
interesting.
cheesy, but it was funny. But yeah, and I love, dude, man, Chang is messed up. I love when he walks up to him. He's got the arrow sticking out. He's like tapping it with the bow.
Did you guys catch what he was saying on the subtitles?
I read
It's
it,
like-
but I don't remember.
So he's like, it's a good thing we found this poison that reverses the curse or whatever. Like, basically, it's the antidote for the.
Oh,
That's why he changed back
yeah.
after he got hit.
I didn't even realize that. I thought it was the pain that kind of brought him back out of it.
Nope.
No.
Well,
because he got shot and stabbed in that form before and never changed back.
But then obviously this is even more of a bigger twist because he takes him out because
that's why this line is so good.
You can't see because you don't see Doug's hands in the shot.
He literally goes, "Good thing I think my hands are immune," and just comes up at him.
Oh my God, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even realize.
You did it.
That is so corny.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
so good.
I was wondering.
He's got his whole little speech about like they got the antidote. It's on the arrow, and that's how they killed all the rest of his kind. And he goes, "But my hands are immune," and just chokes him out.
Oh my God, that is so good. And this is the best scene. If you had to watch this whole movie for this one scene, it is well worth it. He takes his raptor arms and he just wraps them right around Chang's neck and he pulls his head off. And it is a man.
It's probably the mannequin doll from earlier.
Probably,
but
yeah.
now with blood on it.
Yeah,
except with dark eyebrows drawn on it.
Yes, big bushy eyebrows and a mustache and stuff, dude. It was the best.
But you know what I was just realizing? Is his name Wei Chang or Kuei Chang?
Oh,
because there is a fictional character from the 1970s in a show called Kung Fu. And his name is Kuei Chang.
Oh man!
And I just googled it, and it's the only other place I can find it. So I'm wondering if they're making reference to that.
So now I look even more like an ass. Thanks. I hope I'm right.
Okay, well, at the end of it, after he rips his head off, he's sitting there. He's still screaming.
Oh yeah!
And then he just stops, freezes. Oh, Carol! And
Yeah, yeah. He comes to realization, and he's so nonchalant about it. He's just,
by the way,
it's Kuei Chang.
It is Wei Chang.
Oh, it's Wei Chang.
Oh,
okay.
Thank God, man.
Right.
Good, chalk one up for me.
Patrick for the win.
Woo! So he realizes it, and here's the thing: he's like in all this pain, and maybe it's the adrenaline now that he's gonna go save everybody. Does he just trot off to go after her? Like no problems?
No, he's limping.
Is
a
he?
little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought he was
he's got a bit of a hobble.
Because I just kind
Not
of remember he
much,
just
but,
kind of
like,
takes off.
Yeah.
And by the way, okay, so we cut to a doctor's office, and she has a very speedy recovery.
Oh yeah.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine. Right on the screen. She's fine.
She's fine.
It's
Bold
also
letters.
like
She's fine.
they're saying it's like she's just out of surgery.
Yeah.
But it's like a regular like
it's like a family
family doctor exam room, and she's like sitting fully up in the.
But no, because like Russell said, it's all in the same room, just different furniture.
Maybe.
She's fine.
Holy shit! Is that the same room too?
Was it yellow?
No,
if it's light
I don't
yellow,
think it
then
was.
Yellow.
you have to watch it again now.
It even had like one of those like heart diagram poster things on the wall. I just took it
No,
as
different furniture.
Yeah, they changed the furniture.
You can consider
No, man,
posters
come on,
furniture.
man. No.
Just
No, yeah, they do.
different
They put
angle.
different stuff on the wall.
Here's the
All you
thing,
have
though.
to do is
There
a
was an
different angle.
examination bed. They are not going to buy or rent one for this. I guarantee they probably just found somebody who
You
would
can
let
make
them
it
use
out
the
of
room.
scrap wood and fucking
Think about-
aluminum.
That's too much. Too much.
Think
And
about how much access you have to rooms like that.
That's what I'm
How easy
saying.
you can film. Like,
Yeah, you could easily find somebody or go to a doctor's
No,
office.
that's
say-
true.
And
I
say,
guess
hey,
I
we're
got what
making
you're
a
saying.
film.
But you have
know.
to watch the movie again just to check it out.
I
That-
will-
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
either
have to
way
check
right
it out.
now.
But
I can see both sides.
I really think that they just found some place that's like, yeah, we'll loan you one of our exam rooms for a couple minutes for a student film or a whatever. I'm sure that they were fine with it. I really don't think that'd be that difficult.
You know, if you think about it, it probably was an actual doctor's office because they had that little waiting room he was sitting in.
And I'm surprised that the actual doctor was willing to have an appearance.
How do you know he's a real doctor?
I'm just kidding. He was not, clearly. He did not.
Well, you said it so sincerely. I'm like, Patrick, come on.
I just wanted to see your guys.
How often are we going to do
in
this?
our defense, you have been whooshed by so many things like, you may have thought this was a real doctor.
Yeah, I just wanted to see your guys' reactions. God, I'm sorry. I guess I played that off really well. But yeah, so we go.
Just kidding,
Yeah,
guys. I knew that.
Yeah, dude, totally wasn't a doctor, guys. Come on. But yeah, so we get
Crosses
the
off
end.
your note. Was a real doctor.
They're still laughing at me.
You know, the church won't stop with Wei Chang's death. They were here. They're gonna be somewhere else.
China, Europe, all over the world, I suppose. Now that I've officially resigned from the church, I guess we'll have to sort things out all over the world. It's a big job.
There's $1 billion bounty on your head, Doug Jones. What are you gonna do next?
what I do best.
So we get the end, and I mean, it's Doug, man, he's a badass now. He's resigned from priesthood. He's got the girl, badass car. He's on the run.
He had that car the whole time, though. Like, that's the weird part.
Was it the same car?
Yeah, like I remember thinking that was weird that when he went on his first road trip, I'm like, man, that's a really nice car
Man,
for
I guess I don't
priest.
remember seeing the exterior of the car up until this point.
You saw a little bit of it. I mean, you could tell it was a muscle car by a little bit of the exterior they showed.
But here's another thing too, though. Like, if he was, if he had the like antidote and is no longer like VelociPastor.
Well, no, his hands were immune, so he probably stayed infected. I
Oh
don't
God,
know.
could you imagine? You're having like some private time, and then your hand turns into a Velociraptor hand, and you rip your dick off.
Oh, man, accidents will happen.
It's a benefit when you
I mean, he
have
still
private
has
time.
the claw.
It's a benefit.
Go at him.
Oh God.
No, you get that velocil dick and you go at him. Like, that's how it is.
He still had the claw, so he could reinfect himself if he wanted to.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. The end, he was kind of making it seem like he was going off to continue to like save the world and stuff. So I was confused when you said he had the
Leaves it
antidote.
open perfectly for VelociPastor 2.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if they
can't
could
wait.
The Rapture. Get it? Like Rapture? Oh,
But I don't know that they could. You think they
I
could
will
pull
work
this
on
off
that
a
one for
second
days.
time? You think they could pull
No,
something? I don't
not
think
at
so
all.
either.
But
doesn't mean they're not going to try.
Yeah, that's true too. But I feel like this is one and done. And I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
on
it is.
I bet you anything that for a $35,000 budget, they made their money back and then some. Guaranteed. Probably. This is too good.
If not, I believe it was a good way to blow $3,500.
Oh,
35,000, not 3,500. 3,500 is what it seemed like they spent.
I loved this movie. That being said, let's go into final thoughts and ratings.
I'm still not sure what I want to rate it. Like,
all right. Let's fine. Mike, you first.
Okay,
all
fine.
right.
You're first.
So, I greatly enjoyed the movie. I don't really have much to say about it. I think I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Oh, okay.
I was going to go higher. Honestly, I was going to go higher, but it's like, I'll bring it back just a little bit. Isaiah, you picked this movie. Let's see what you got to say about it.
Honestly, this movie is fucking hilarious. Like, I went into the movie, just the name alone, I didn't have the highest expectations for it, but yet seeing the poster, I'm like, it's gotta be good. But I'm just like, the effects, I'm like, oh, this is garbage. But it was hilarious, and the story was so well done for the bullshit they threw in there. I loved it. I laughed my ass off throughout the movie, so I did enjoy it. I had a great time watching it. So I think I'm gonna go with a 6. We'll save Russell's for last.
Oh, okay.
That makes me nervous.
So I had a lot of fun from this movie. The first 2 minutes told me what I was in for. And man, I'll tell you what, it is a good movie if it can have me laughing out loud with no one else around, because that's like a rarity. I mean, from start to finish, I feel like all this was done intentionally. I think they pulled it off really well. And here's the thing, even if it just came off that way because they truly are shitty at what they do, they just doubled down and made it great.
I don't think that's possible. I think this all worked so well. It had to have been planned.
Yeah, it's kind of what it was. I just feel like the whole thing was orchestrated and put together so well. Dude, this movie was fun from start to finish. I'm so glad you picked this, because honestly, I probably would have never watched this.
I did joke about picking it, but after Ooga Booga was so bad, I was like, I can't pick based off name anymore.
No kidding.
So like,
and yeah,
I read the description before I picked it. I'm like, I feel like I gotta pick this.
But yeah,
I'm like, I gotta pick this.
100% after Ooga Booga, man. When you picked this, I'm like, oh man, another one already. And after seeing this, I am so glad. This movie, it gets an 8, a very solid 8.
Damn.
I love this movie.
Hold up.
I love this movie.
I have one question for you.
All right.
Is this your improved? Like you said, you may change your rating. Is this an improved version? What was your original rating?
My original rating was an 8. But I almost couldn't. Man, I don't know.
Couldn't justify it.
I don't know.
You
Yeah, I
it better?
kind of feel like I wanted to, just because the conversation was so great. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I could go that extra half. But it's a very solid, stiff 8. Okay. So Russell, what do you say?
I mean, I think that Patrick said it best. It worked well, and I really enjoyed it. So I don't know what else there really is to say about it. I thought the cinematography was really, really good. I thought the effects were so bad that they were good. And I have to give it the same. I have to give it an 8.
Ah, yes.
It's like I want to give it a 9, but I feel like there are movies that are probably much better than this
I
one.
did
So I need
not
some wiggle
expect
room.
this to score this high. Like I thought when I originally was going to give it a 7.5, and I thought that's just too high. Like it's a good movie, but it's also like not that good. Like
I don't know, because here's the thing, right? Like, so I gave it 8, like Russell said, to kind of give wiggle room, because obviously there's got to be something better. But I think I'm leaving too much wiggle room for the future, because like my expectation of like 8 and up is so high right now that like 6.5 is a damn near perfect score for me. I guess
I'll say this: for movies that are so bad it's good, especially when you could tell it was intentional, and with the budget they had, yeah, I want to say like for the type of movie it was 8, but just for an overall movie experience, I said 6 to me just seems fair.
Oh no, I think those are fair scores.
It's a great movie. I highly recommend watching it, but couldn't give it the super high score.
Did they have like a DVD box you can buy, like a physical version of this? Because I would
that
want
would be
that.
something I need in my
I will tell you right
I
now.
imagine from the kind of movie it is, it's probably like an online only thing.
Probably. If it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm telling you right now, if it is a tangible, purchasable like movie, I guarantee they made their money back at least, if not like many times over. Because I don't know, man. I just feel like this is gonna do, if not have done, really well. Guys, that is going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening in on the conversation, but you know what? You can do more than just listen. That's right. You can let us know what you think about this movie or any other movie we've talked about here on the podcast by finding us on Facebook or Instagram at RRGPod. That's RRGPOD, or email us your thoughts at rrgpod@gmail.com. We will see you guys next week.